too many options, too many rights. I believe these countries that women have rights are the ones that keep marriages from happening. I just believe they should have less rights as far as voting is concerned. I don't believe they should have any ability to vote or run for office or have anything.
Wait 1 second, because I didn't hear what I just thought I heard. You said you don't think that women should have the right to vote?
No, absolutely not. Why? That's a lot of power to be able to vote because the votes are based off of feelings. Almost everything is based off of feelings. Mm-hmm. And when they vote, they have a lot of power.
Why do you think so many men are beginning to feel like marriage is overrated or just not worth it anymore?
I have a lot of married friends, and when they tell me the things, like the benefits they get from their wives, I'm like, yo, I got that out of a situation I had for 3 months. You know, I cohabitated with women before. I've been cooked for, back rubbed. Everything people say, you know, marriage is so good for. I'm like, well, women's giving that out, you know what I mean? Just on the strength that I'm high value. So I think one thing is that women don't save anything for marriage anymore. Like, think about you about to marry a woman and you know, like, you know, dudes did she knows everything. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I didn't know how to do that. Like no man wants to marry a woman that learned all these tricks from another guy. You know what I mean? So I feel like that plays a role. I feel like another thing is women that make their own money, they don't feel like they need men. And I actually made a post about this. You probably seen it on my page. I said, I want my woman to be kind of broke. Yeah. Because women with their own money don't listen. and there's some truth to that, right? Because think about it, right? When you're a child, right? When you start becoming a teenager, or maybe you get your own part-time gig and you start getting independence from your parent, you start to kind of revolt. You start to kind of have your own way you want to do things, stuff like that. And in a way, you know, when you marry a woman that kind of becomes your child, you're like, you're the god in that house. You're the leader. So if she's out earning you, or she's earning the same amount as you, she's not going to feel more inclined to stay with you. She's going to try to go to the next level up. That they know they're leveling up, that these women do. That's what they do. They want to be with you until they're making more money than you. And then once they make more money than you, then they level up. And then also religious, you know, morals. You know, I go to Muslim countries and they don't have these problems. I tell people, if you go to a Muslim country, like you don't see all these single moms running around and all these promiscuous women, you know, going into marriages with 50 bodies. So I feel like government took God out of people's lives. I feel like when people vote, they vote for what they feel right is at the time. They don't vote based on, you know, any type of religious, you know, foundation. So, I mean, there's a lot more other stuff, but that's just the main points that I think.
Okay. Y'all go ahead and get in.
Interesting. Yeah, he has some good points. I mean, it's a whole lot more points to be made, but some very good points at it, man. And women have too much independency. So, you know, too many options, too many rights. I believe these countries that women have rights are the ones that keep marriages from happening. I just believe they should have less rights as far as voting is concerned. I don't believe they should have any ability to vote or run for office or have anything.
Wait 1 second, because I didn't hear what I just thought I heard. You said you don't think that women should have the right to vote?
No, absolutely not. Why? That's a lot of power to be able to vote because the votes are based off of feelings. Almost everything is based off of feelings. Mm-hmm. And when they vote, they have a lot of power. And then people cater to them like businesses. They have a lot of buying power. They are a huge consumer. They make too many decisions in America, and it allows for them to have too much power. And we all know that when women have power, they distribute it to themselves, and they destroy the community. That's just what they do. They destroy the community. When men have power, they give it to women. When women have power, they give it to themselves, despite the children, despite the husband, despite the community. They care nothing about anything but themselves. Why should they be able to vote when they vote based off of how they feel. When a man votes, when I make votes, if hypothetically I'm in a marriage and I'm voting, I'm basing that off of what my career is, how much money I have in those stocks, anything that's going to financially benefit me and my family. Women will vote because a man has on a bad color t-shirt. Why would you let someone have that much power when they have shown the inability? I don't think they are mentally capable of making decisions like that. Women have power, they destroy the community. When men have power, we take care of women. So I think we need to take some of the economical power away from them, and we need to take away almost all the power. Just like in the Middle East, they barely can do anything. But guess what? The country's always thriving. The birth rate is pretty much the same. The marriage rate is the same. People don't get divorced. I mean, they're going to continue. This is going to be the death of the country, allowing women all these privileges. I think we need to take away those privileges. And until we do that, the marriage rate will continue to decline because they have to cater to them. All the companies have to cater to what women want because they spend money relentlessly, regardless of how much money they have. They'll find a way to spend money. That's not intelligent.
I'm going to say, because this is pretty, it's a pretty stark admission on your part. I mean, so you're saying, and let me go out to Rico and open it up to Rico and Barracuda. You're saying you want to turn back the hands of time. You want to go back prior to, when did they get the right to vote? 1929, something like that. So you want to go back to the 19th century, where women were in their places. That's what you're saying. Just real quick. And I want to know if anybody else on the panel, if you agree with what Ray is saying, talking about let's take this back to the 1800s when it comes to women's rights.
I feel like, because I served in the military, right? And one thing that a lot of young men don't understand is that when you register for selective service at 18, if there's ever a war like there may be with China and Russia and all that, we have to get drafted and go die for these rights. And the fact that women can't be drafted, I feel like you can't have one without the other. You can't get the right to vote, but then you can't get drafted in the war. And me being in the military, women can't even have combat jobs. Mm-hmm. So it literally makes no sense when you're able to get the same power as somebody, but not the same responsibility. That's like you know what I'm saying? That's why children don't have as many rights as adults, because they can't bear the responsibility of those rights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Women are very comparable to children. Women are very comparable to children.
Rico, get in there, and then Barracuda, I want to hear from you. Rico, are you?
Okay, y'all brothers hit heavy.
Are you signing off? Are you on the same page? You on the same page with Ray?
Nah, not quite.
Okay.
Not even. I just can't. Y'all hit a little heavy. I don't think we need to turn back the hands of time. I believe there's a saying power perceived is power achieved. Yeah, they can vote and everything like that, but we have to look at people's actions and judge them based on their actions. I don't think I don't want to go to war to suppress the women's rights to vote. But if someone, whether it's your woman or your child, whatever, they're not voting your interest, we have to show them that we're not going to stand for that. We're not going to feed poison. You know what I mean? So if whether what you're doing is poisonous to me or poisonous to society, it's still poison. So we can't continue to do what we've been doing, which is turn a blind eye or say, hey, that's just women. We have to get to a point where we are okay with saying, hey, what you're doing illustrates clearly that you don't care about me. And then we will have then that power will be achieved, because lately for the last 50 years, we've been just rolling over to the women's wishes. We've been listening to this, I'm a victim, and forgetting all about our own victimhood. And the lady in the clip, she talked about men are happier in marriages. What men? What men? What men has she talked to? The she listening to men who say what they're programmed to say, because you got to look at what men do in marriage and what they do outside of marriage. Men outside of marriage are far happier. You know, you might be sad when the marriage dissolves. It's a lot to figure out then. Whether you're going to keep your check or whether you're going to see the kids, it's a lot to figure out.
Okay,
right.
But look, and not to cut you off, but I just push back just a little bit. But what about those men who, let's say, their wife is on their program, and you know they love their kids? I mean, there are guys who they don't have issues, you know, with their wife. They and their wife are on the same page, and they have their family. I mean, wouldn't you say those guys have it? Hold on one second. Wouldn't you say that those guys have it much better than guys who have to constantly go out on dates, especially with the mentality that a lot of the women have today? Wouldn't you say that guys like that have it better?
Absolutely. Like, yeah, we as a man, you know, you want to go the simplest route. The simplest route for me is to have a woman that's on my team. I don't have to outsource. I don't have to look around and shop around. I know who's standing to the right of me. That's the simplest route. Mm-hmm. If I know the person that's standing to the right of me doesn't care about me as much as I care about them, then it's foolish for me to pour into that.